Well, hello and welcome to Wednesday Wisdom, the day of the week where I share tools, tips, tactics, and strategies for us all to stay current and relevant on social media to generate leads, clients, customers, and sales. And today I want to talk about why you cannot help broke people. Yes, you cannot help broke people. You might or might not find the right broke person to help who will appreciate what it is that you're trying to give them, but you're going to hurt yourself in the long run. So, I'm going to do a deeper dive into why you cannot help broke people and how it hurts you if you want to build your business around helping broke people, and how you can overcome this challenge to really serve the people that you know need the product, service, or opportunity that you have to offer. For those who don't know me, I am Cecelia Faye Morris, also known as the Digital Marketing Maven, and I teach business owners how to get leads, clients, and sales using automation, AI, and my jam, Facebook. And the reason why I want to talk about this topic today is because of a training that I was in last week. It was a 5-day paid training, and the training was actually talking about how to find more speaking gigs. So I was there for selfish reasons because I wanted to see what this person was talking about in terms of helping us find speaking gigs. So I'm going to talk more about that training towards the end of this video, but stay tuned. But the thing that got me about this topic is when he opened it up, I think it was day 2, when he opened it up for Q&A, there was a lady who asked a question, and she wanted to serve and speak to single moms who are dealing with a specific challenge because that's a challenge that she had, and she wants to talk about how she was able to overcome that challenge, and she wants to help single moms who are in that position so they don't fall into the same potholes and pitfalls that she fell into as she was working to overcome this challenge. And because she was a single mom, she struggled a lot because she didn't have a lot of money. And so she knows all too well the struggle of a single parent, and she knows financially that money is tight, times are hard. I hope you take my food stamp card. And those are the people that she wants to serve. And I really love the way the trainer responded to her because he said it in a way that was extremely compassionate, but also emphasized that if your goal is to help people who don't have the money to pay you, that's totally fine. But you don't have a business, you have a nonprofit. So go ahead and set yourself up as a 501c and at least try to get some money that way, right? Because if you got a business, then you got to charge people for the services that you provide. That's it. That's all there is to it. And let me tell you, I know from experience, nothing sucks worse than helping somebody who's not paying you. Why? Because they are going to be the most neediest people you have ever met in your life. At least that's my experience, and that's the experience of the trainer as well. So, how can you build a business where you charge people for your services, but at the same time, you're giving back to those who need you but can't afford you right now? And I love what he said. Charge more. Charge more for your services, and then you can afford to give back to those who might not be able to afford you at this time, right? So, sounds pretty easy, right? Not as easy as you think because you can't just raise your price without providing value. So, how do you provide this value? Well, I was on the phone with one of my clients last week. We meet every Sunday and we were talking, and one of the things about providing value is you got to give people real outcomes. So we are at the point in her training where we're starting to develop her offer. And let me pull that up because I want to tell you what her offer is. Because one thing that you got to stop doing if you're doing this is you need to quit offering people fluff. People want tangible results. They want a solution to their problem. They want to be seen and heard, and they want to know that you have the thing that they've been looking for, that you've been listening to them in the middle of the night, and you know exactly what they need, and you have a solution to their problems. So I won't read all of what she said, but I'm going to read just the last part, all right? She says, her books and programs and resources provide life applications for personal growth and empowerment. Well, what exactly is personal growth and empowerment? Because that means something different for everybody, right? So you've got to put something on your personal growth and empowerment that is solving a problem that your audience has. So in her case, because of what it is that she offers, she gives people the ability to walk into the room and have a conversation on any topic with little to no knowledge. How much more comfortable would you be to attend, say, a networking event if you know that you could confidently have a conversation on any topic with little to no information about that topic? Now, I'm not talking about walking into a room of astrophysicists because none of us can do that. But I'm talking about just a general networking event, something that's after work or something that might be happening in meetup. You take your meetup from online to offline and you go meet these people in real life. And you can confidently walk into the room and not only hold your head up high, but know that you have the ability to have an intelligent conversation on a myriad of topics. That's the solution that she provides, giving them confidence and the ability to conversate in a way where they don't get tongue tied or feel stupid. How much more empowering is saying you do that versus saying that you help people through personal growth and empowerment? You got to tell people what you actually saw for them. And then you need to put a value on the solution that you provide by giving it a time frame and a window that makes sense for people to get results. So let me just give you my own personal example of me and my own business. So when I first started, if you don't know my story, I was selling a 7-day program for $397. In 7 days, I was going to teach you how to run and understand Facebook ads. That's all I was doing in 7 days. Well, what I found is there were two problems. One, the majority of people who came to me didn't have an offer. So now we got to create an offer and launch a Facebook ad in 7 days. And then that's a lot of work, by the way. And then two, when they come to me, a lot of them didn't have a funnel. And a funnel is a way that you deliver your offer. So those are two problems that came up as I'm hustling for this $397. So I invested in a coach who told me how to take my $397 program and enhance it in a way that I could charge more. By charging more, I could serve less people. Because think about it, at $397 at that time in my entrepreneurial career, I needed at least 800. I'm sorry, I needed at least 8 people a month because 8 times 4 is 3,200, and it took $3,200 to keep this online machine running and keep the lights on around here. So I'm hustling every month just to get those 8 people. When I changed my offer and my program and I could charge more, not only did I need less people to get my $3,200, but I also could pour more into the people that came into my program because I wasn't constantly thinking about where my next $400 is coming from. So I say that to you to say, you have to be able to provide value in a way that's tangible to your audience, meaning it's something that they want that's going to solve a real problem and, most importantly, get them a result. Like me, I promise that I can help you get leads, clients, and sales using automation, AI, and Facebook. How do I know that I can do it? Because I do it for myself, and I've helped over 300 people do the exact same thing in their business, either through my personal coaching or my DIY courses. So let's talk about how helping broke people hurts you. Well, it hurts you because, like I said in the beginning, helping people who don't have money means that you don't have money. How are you going to survive if you're not bringing in money to your business? Again, if that's your mission, get a 501(c) and become a nonprofit. Quit trying to turn this into an online building if you feel passionate and you were led to help people who can't pay you. But if you do want to pay, if you do want to have a business that pays you, then you got to have something to offer that people actually want. And not just a few people, a lot of people actually want. And I'm not saying you got to have an audience like Tony Robbins, but you need to have an audience of people who actually want what it is that you offer and are willing to pay you for it. And then if you have the right price point, you can give back to people in other ways. Whether it's through having a YouTube channel like this one that provides content to people until they're ready to pay for your services. Or maybe you rent a room every Saturday at your local library and you share some skill or something that you have with the people in your area that need what you have. You could do free events at the library, and the library will advertise those events for you. So that's a way that you can give back while not taking yourself to the poorhouse or living under a bridge. And then let's talk about how it doesn't help people. The people that you want to help, they need to pay to play, because people who pay attention. And the more people pay, the more they pay attention. When you give somebody something for free, they don't have any skin in the game and they don't have a vested interest to do the work. I was watching an interview with some clients of Myron Golden. If you're not familiar with him, you can Google him. He's a multi-millionaire. He studied under Russell Brunson, and now he and Russell Brunson are like besties. And if you don't know who Russell Brunson is, you're definitely not running funnels and you've been living under a rock. But anywho, I was listening to an interview he did with one of his clients. Now, in order for you to get an interview on Myron Golden's platform, I believe you have to spend $1 million. Like, you have to spend $1 million to get coached by him, and then he will allow you to be on his platform. Well, there were two ladies that he interviewed. And again, don't quote me on the $1 million. I'm almost 99.9% sure that's what it is, but I know you got to pay to play when it comes to Myron Golden. So anyway, his hair is really bothering me today. I'm sorry. So anyway, the two ladies were doing their interview. And so they were talking about when they came up with their program, they gave away 5 free slots. And then, of course, there were paid slots. The 5 people who did it for free didn't do jack. The people who paid actually got results. Why? Because they had a vested interest. Now, that's not to say everybody who pays is going to do the work, but if they pay, it increases the likelihood that they're going to take action. People don't value free, they value what they pay for. And one of the things that Myron Golden said, which I think is so true, the reason why they value what they pay for is because people equate money with time. So let's say, for instance, that you make $5,000 a month, right? I just threw that number out there. I don't know how much you make, but if you make $5,000 a month before taxes, that means that you make $60,000 a year. So if somebody is offering you a program, a 6-month program, and that program costs $5,000, in your mind, you're thinking, shit, that's 1 month of my salary. It's like you're giving away a month of your salary to take this person's coaching program. However, if you learn how to frame your offer in a way to where they don't see your offer as an expense, but as an investment, like Myron Golden does for his $1 million program, if you frame your offer in a way that people see it as an investment, they don't look at it as giving up a month of their life to work with you. They look at it as changing their life over the course of time that you work together. Do you see the difference? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Is any of this making sense? So when you give stuff away for free because you think, oh, well, they can't afford me, the other thing you're doing is you are putting your limiting beliefs onto someone else. There are plenty of single mothers out there, and me included. I'm not a single mother. I'm just going to say there's plenty of people out there who will find the money for what they want to do if you frame it in a way to where they understand that not only do you know what their problem is, you've been where they are and you made it to the other side, and more importantly, you can help them get to the other side as well. So you've got to frame your offer in a way to where people can see themselves as being successful, and thinking that you're going to help people who were where you were 5 years ago when you were broke. I bet if you really take a look back at where you were, you found some money to make some investment to get yourself to wherever that next step was in your journey. Because we all do that. We find the money to do what we want to do. So quit trying to help broke people. Unless that's your calling, then like I said, get a 501c. Instead, Find a way to provide value in a way that, one, people see your offer as an investment, not an expense, and two, raise your price in such a way that the people who pay you enough that you can still give back to that community in whatever way you want to for free without jeopardizing your livelihood. Like I said, keeping the lights on is the utmost concern of mine, and it should be yours as well. So I hope you found this video useful. Again, doing things for broke people, and I don't say broke in a negative kind of way, because broke is a state of mind. And if you feel as though people cannot afford your services, but you want to help them anyway, then you need to rethink your audience to find the people who can afford your services in a way that will allow you to pour into that other audience so that they can ultimately get the money to pay you, so they can learn what it is that the paid people do. And that's just how life works. So I hope you found this video useful. I hope you're going to stop trying to focus on audiences that cannot pay you and instead find the audience of people that can see the value in what it is you have to offer. And if you want my help with that, you know I got you. Just go ahead and click somewhere around this video and you can join my Magic Marketing Masterclass. Magic stands for Mastering AI Genius in Content Marketing. So let me go back and talk to you about why I signed up for this training that I was in last week. Because if you've been watching my videos for the last few weeks, you know I've launched this amazing software called the Speaker Event Finder. And when I tell you, I sold enough of the Speaker Event Finder before it even went live, which it did on Monday, July 14th. I sold enough of the Speaker Event Finder before it went live to pay 75% of my developer fees to help me develop this software, because it's actually an app. So to me, for me to develop this app, I had to get out there and hustle. I had to market. I had to let people know, hey, I got this thing. But I also want to see, what are speakers teaching their clients on how to find speaking opportunities. And from what I found for the various coachings that I've been in, it's a very tedious and arduous process. Consistency works. Don't get me wrong, right? Getting on Google, finding those connections, going to LinkedIn, searching Facebook group, that stuff works. It's worked for me. I found speaking engagements doing that. I haven't found a way to speak on stages doing that, but I've found podcasts, I've found virtual interviews, I've found summits. I've actually been on digital stages in person, but to be live in front of a group of people, I've only done that just a handful of times, and I want to do more of it, which is why I developed the Speaker Event Finder. Now, this video is not about the Speaker Event Finder. What it is about is that I found a gap in the marketplace, and the Speaker Event Finder fills that gap. And then I marketed the Speaker Event Finder in a way that people saw me as a solution to their problems. Are you getting it now? You see what I'm saying? Picking up what I'm putting down? I could just give the Speaker Event Finder away and say, here. But I pay good money for a developer to develop this app for me. And people need to pay me if they want access to this app, because one speaking engagement can pay for the app many times over. And that's why I'm a businesswoman and not owner of a nonprofit. So that, my friends, is today's Wednesday Wisdom. So if you want my help coming up with your offer, making it irresistible, and marketing it in a way that people will happily say, here's my credit card, go ahead and click somewhere around this video to sign up for my Magic Marketing Masterclass so you can start mastering AI genius in content marketing. This is today's Wednesday Wisdom. Thank you for watching. Make sure wherever you're watching me, give me some likes, some love, drop a comment, share this with somebody who needs to see it. And if it's YouTube, please subscribe and click that bell so you get notified whenever I post a new video. Bye for now.